please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Bharat Forge, that stock will be in focus as the November sales for North America Class 8 trucks have come in strong, 60% plus. Sonia is here with the details. Sonia, the strength in Class 8 trucks continues.
Yes, it does. In fact, the month of November has been very strong. The overall sales have gone up by 68% on a year-on-year basis, coming in at 32,387. On a month-on-month basis, it's a bit of a fall. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because if you look at the run rate for the Class 8 truck data has been extremely strong over the past 6 months. Way back in June, the average run rate per month was around 19,000 or so. That picked up to about 25,000 in the month of August. And now, for the last 2 months, it's been at a steady state of 30,000 plus. Now, the company that does this research, Freight Transportation Forecaster, they have indicated that the freight demand has picked up quite a bit, not just in the truck segment, but in the tractor segment in the US as well. This could be perhaps because of, the 2 quarters of consistent US economic growth topping 3%. And that has really inspired growth across the commercial vehicle segment. For Bharat Forge particularly, the stock, remember, had hit a new high way back in November. It's come off a tad bit, but the management commentary has also been very strong with regards to the North American market, from where they get 40% of their revenues. So I expect the stock to be in the green today.
Okay, all right, Sonia, thanks very much for that. So that's on Bharat Forge. But shifting focus to earnings now, yes, there are a couple of them still. Dish TV will be reporting its Q2 numbers today. Sonal joins in with the preview.
Good morning, Ekta. Well, we are not expecting a very strong quarter from Dish TV. In fact, it'll be a very weak quarter that we're expecting. The revenue expected to go down at around 3%, and the EBITDA is expected to go down around 19%. The margin will contract by around 570 basis points, leading to a loss of around 8 crores versus 70 crores of profit on a year-on-year basis. The key things that we'll be watching is the front-loaded costs, which are expected to go up, largely because the company started providing for long-term deals. The ARPU is expected to be flattish because the company will not have will have some sort of pricing pressure because it's a competitive industry. In terms of net subscriber additions, we're expecting it to be at around 0.15 million to 0.24 million. But the content costs overall are expected to remain under control because company has undergone certain sort of cost control measures. But overall, we do not expect it to be a good quarter. The stock was under some sort of pressure yesterday. We will have to see how it reacts to the numbers today.
All right, Sonal, thanks a lot for that. We'll watch out for Dish TV over the last few quarters. It has disappointed as far as numbers are concerned. The street really watching out for its collaboration and merger with Videocon D2H. But let's shift focus to the primary market, shall we? Ekta, shall we hospitals? Terrible pun. But that's opening its 500 crore IPO today. What are the details?
Well, it's a niche play again. I just want to highlight that they've already raised around 150 crores from anchor investors. It's at the higher end of the price band, which is 245 to 248. And the anchor investors include the likes of Goldman, Citi, Axis, Reliance, Nippon Life, etc. Now, just about the business itself, the particular company is basically a hospital company. So, it is started by the promoter, who is an orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Shah, and majority of their hospitals are basically based in Gujarat. So that's where they get majority of their revenues from, and majority of their market share and revenue comes from the orthopedic space. So what this means is that, again, it is a kind of niche play on the hospital business side, similar to, say, something like a HCG Global or a Healthcare Global, simply because they're focused majority on cancer as well as fertility. So that gives, or maybe even Narayana Health, which is particularly focused or majority focused on cardiac care, but now it's diversifying. So majority of their market share comes in from orthopedic surgeries. Now, in terms of valuations, if you look at it on an EV to EBITDA basis on an FY19 estimate, Shalby stands at around 15 times. If you compare it to its peers, HCG, Narayana Health, Apollo Hospitals, Fortis Health, all of them are anywhere between 16 to 17 odd times. So it's fairly priced when it comes to EV to EBITDA. It can't be compared on a PE basis because there's too much of high capex. So none of them have high EPSs. Now, in terms of the occupancy, it's a little lower as compared to the rest at around 35 to 40 odd %, and that's simply because orthopedic surgeries are generally more expensive, and hence you have lower occupancy, but the margins you generate on each surgery or each service is much higher than the rest. Hence, it will be interesting to see what kind of response it gets. Again, it's a niche play in the hospital space.
All right, Ekta, thanks a lot for that. Talking about the valuations there, we saw some buzz come by in a couple of hospital stocks yesterday too. But let's move on to an exclusive marquee private equity fund, Advent International, with $40 billion of investments globally, keen on investing in the financial services sector in India, but finds valuations too rich, especially that of insurance companies. Advent, which is a promoter of Crompton Greaves Consumer, says that the company has huge potential for value creation. CNBC TV18's Nisha Poddar caught up with the top team at Advent International.
Indeed, valuations have gone up quite a bit, but also the opportunity, right? It's clearly, if you see the topics in the public sector banks and the private sector's opportunities, this is a high growth market, and so clearly very interesting, and that is one we also actively look at.
Are you finding it difficult in terms of insurance with the kind of valuations? Clearly. And therefore, one general or a healthcare insurance which is up for sale is not something that is matching up to the valuation expectations also?
Clearly, valuations in the insurance sector, as you clearly rightly pointed out, are rich, to say the least.
Crompton Greaves Consumer business was one of your biggest investments, and there you have a controlling stake.
That's correct.
So there. Has it worked out well for you, Shweta? And what is the strategy in terms of the exit? Do you think that enough returns have been made on that big investment of yours?
No, I mean, that's certainly, I think it's gone well for us as we've been tracking the performance of the company as well. The company's grown very nicely in terms of earnings, revenue growth. It's been continuing to gain market share. We are very happy with the progress of the company. I mean, I think there's a lot of value creation left in the company still. So I don't want to comment on exit strategy there in particular, but clearly from our standpoint, as we see it, we truly believe in the thesis in Crompton even today. We think it has a lot of runway left. It's only sort of 2 years and change into our investment. So we will continue to work with the company.
But you were also involved in the Kenstar transaction, which you finally did not go ahead with, and you are definitely looking at consumer goods. What really deterred you, and in the consumption space, what else is really on top of your mind in terms of investments?
So we've done Dixie as well this year, which is also really the India consumption story in that sense.
Yes.
So I mean, again, across themes we are looking at consumer businesses. So it could be obviously fans lights we've already done, but it could be apparel, it could be retail, it could be food and beverages. So we are looking at pretty much across the spectrum here. Again, given our the size and scale of individual investments that we like to do, it's not like there are hundreds of deals available. And then you overlay on that sort of the deal style we prefer, where we want, at least a significant minority in a board seat or a majority. You get to see there are select transactions that really fit and tick all the boxes for us.
Okay, some big voices coming in there, but moving on, the Magistrates Court in London began hearing the case against liquor baron Vijay Mallya. Officials from the CBI and Enforcement Directorate are in London making their case before the judges. The CBI has submitted a 2,000-page dossier to the court detailing the diversion of bank loans taken for Kingfisher Airlines. Speaking outside the court, Mallya denied all the allegations, terming them as false and baseless. Still tuned into Power Breakfast. Well, farm distress is emerging as one of the important factors in the assembly elections in Gujarat. The state is the largest producer of cotton and groundnut, which takes up the largest cultivation area in Saurashtra region in Gujarat. CNBC TV18's Archana Shukla finds out that even despite a bumper crop and promises from the government, farmers are forced to sell their produce in the open market.
Saurashtra region of Gujarat is called the groundnut bowl of India, and this year it has seen a bumper crop for groundnut. 31 lakh tons is the estimated production this year, and just 2 months ahead of elections, the state government had announced increased pricing, 4,500 rupees per quintal or 900 rupees per 20 kgs, as well as increased procurement by central and state government. But when we visited one such government procurement center on the outskirts of Rajkot, we found that the government procurement was at a much slower pace. Crop piles were increasing, warehouses were full, farmers were waiting and were forced to go out in the open market and sell to private parties at much lower rates.
22 પણ તો પાછલી જે બીજા રાઉન્ડમાં પાછા આવે ક્યારે આવે વારો એ કોઈ નક્કી નથી, કોઈ શક્ય નથી એમ.
अच्छा, मतलब आपके पूरा माल जो है वो सरकार नहीं खरीद रही है?
नहीं खरीद रही, आधा ही खरीद रही है अभी. आधा खरीदा है, आधा नहीं खरीद रही. दूसरे बार वारा है कि कब आएगा पता नहीं है. ये बोल रहा है कि क्रम प्रमाण आएगा, मगर सभी का ले कब इसका पूरा. मैंने लिखा ही एक महीना पूरा हुआ, 30 दिन पूरा हो गया, बाद में अभी वार आया है. खाते में 70 गुणी लेते, 70 ले लिया, बाद में अभी मेरे घर पे पड़ा है. ये दूसरी बार कब आएगा पता नहीं हमको.
आप सरकारी उसमें से सुपरविजन के लिए यहाँ पर रहते हैं. ये लोग कह रहे हैं कि सरकार जो है जिसने जो लिमिट फिक्स किया है उतना में इनका पूरा नहीं होता है, इनकी आधी से ज़्यादा फसल प्राइवेट में बेचना पड़ता है.
नहीं, वो उसका जो दोबारा टर्न आ गया, अभी प्रतिदिन हम 70 गुनी लेते हैं बैग, ठीक है. अभी दोबारा उसका टर्न आएगा तो उनको बुलाएंगे. और ऐसा क्या है कि और भी कई किसान होते हैं जिनका टर्न अभी बाकी है, तो रजिस्टर में इसका जो नंबर आता है उसके हिसाब से उसको बुलाते हैं. अभी ये बोलेगा आज ही हमारा ले लो तो वो तो हो नहीं सकेगा सबका. जैसा नंबर आता है, ये अभी गोडाउन वाला प्रॉब्लम है, जो भी प्रॉब्लम आते हैं वो सॉल्व होता है.
यहाँ की जो फसल है वो 30 लाख टन होगी, तो उसके बाद जो रहती है 3 लाख टन के बाद, वो तो किसान को प्राइवेट में ही बेचना पड़ेगा.
सरकार 9 से खरीद रही, 900 रुपये से खरीद रही है, तो सरकार व्यापारी 700 से क्यों खरीदे? व्यापारी को 800 850 तो बाजार देनी चाहिए ना. सरकार के साथ तो चलना चाहिए ना. सरकार खरीद सकती है तो व्यापारी क्यों नहीं खरीद सकते?
विकास हुआ है?
हाँ, विकास हुआ है.
आप लोग को लगता है यहाँ पे विकास हुआ है?
हाँ, विकास हुआ है. विकास नहीं होगा तो
किसानों भाई माटे नहीं.
किसान का विकास नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, किसान का नहीं. उद्योगपति रोड रस्ता એવું બનાવ્યું બધું.
Ardent BJP supporters for many years, farmers in this belt are largely from the Patidars community. And here, rising wisps of discontent among farmers was evident.
पाटीदार तो बहुत ज़्यादा बीजेपी को सपोर्ट करते हैं, आप लोग कुछ उल्टा बोल रहे हैं.
बीजेपी को जन्म देने वाली भी पाटीदार है और किसान लोग है गुजरात में. वो बैठा है मोदी सरकार को दिल्ली में एक पाटीदार समाज और किसान लोग भी हारा है. वो नहीं सोचता है कि पाटीदार कितना वो हैरान है और किसान भी कितना हैरान है. ये मोदी सरकार नहीं सोचती हमारे.
आपको लगता है कांग्रेस आ जाएगी पावर में तो सब सही हो जाएगा?
सही तो ये तो आगे बताएगा, पर ये कोई एक विकल्प तो नक्की करना होगा.
5 साल में दुगनी होगी आपकी कमाई, आपको होती हुई दिख रही है?
तो वो किसान है ना, वो जमीन बिक के सिटी में जाने लगा है. क्यों जाने लगा है?
And government procurement has to go up so as to ensure that prices do not drop below MSP, because cost of production has gone up but the MSP has not. And most of these farmers here who either do cotton, groundnut, soybean, vegetables, wheat have all been selling most part of their production below MSP, and that is one thing that needs to improve. With camera person Bharat Kori and Deepak Jangle, Archana Shukla in Rajkot.
Well, what's happening in the F&O space today? What are the cues looking like there? Manglam is here to fill us in on that. Manglam.
Well, Ekta, incrementally jittery cues coming in as far as the FIIs are concerned in the F&O space. In the cash market flows, though they were net positive, the FIIs, they sold about 334 crores. The domestic institutional investors more than made up for it. A net inflow of close to 442 crores. But that's as far as the cash market is concerned. In index futures, yes, the FIIs bought about 150 crores on a net basis. They added about 600 more long contracts than short contracts in index futures. But still remember, they're just 66% long as against 68% at the start of the series. In index options, that is where incrementally protection is being sought. A purchase of close to 340 crores, addition of 15,000 long puts, and more importantly, 14,000 short calls. So protection for the downside and belief that the upside is capped is what the FIIs are playing for. If you take a look at the last two sessions itself, nearly 71,000 long puts have been added, 63,000 short contracts on the call side, or other call contracts have been added. Any up move may lead to some short covering, any down move may lead to more aggression from the bears. 10,100 put saw some action, 10,400 call, that one too saw some writing, and at the current levels, 10,200 call added close to around 2.5 lakh shares for a premium of 120 rupees. We'll watch out for that. Apart from that, interesting action in Biocon. The stock was up 16% in yesterday's session, but there is a discount between the cash market price and the December futures. Watch out for that. Fresh long seen on Mindtree. The IT pack did well, but a lot of short positions added on a couple of Reliance Group stocks like Reliance Naval, Reliance Communications, and Just Dial 2 was under pressure in yesterday's session, down about 4%. Some shorts added there.
Okay, all right, Mangalam. Well, shifting focus now from F&O. From the F&O space, we're going to wrap up on Power Breakfast, but we'll leave you with our picks of our bullseye contestants. Thanks for watching.
Our first call is a buy call on Kesoram for a target of 154, stop loss 135. Second buy call would be on Dish TV for a target of 86, stop loss at 75.5. Third call would be a sell call on Godrej Industries for a target of 540, stop loss at 584. And final call would be a sell call on Tata Steel for a target of 659, stop loss at 699.
The first sell recommendation is on KTK Bank. One can sell KTK Bank futures for a target of 145 with a stop loss of 156.50. The second sell recommendation is on ONGC futures. One can sell ONGC futures for a target of 176.20 with a stop loss of 184.60. The first buy recommendation is on GHCL. One can buy GHCL for a target of 311 with a stop loss of 282. And a second buy recommendation is on NMDC. One can buy NMDC for a target of 138.50 with a stop loss of 128.90.
My first call is a buy call on CompuEdge Infocom. Buy CompuEdge Infocom, stop loss 33.80, target 75. My second call is a buy call on Bhagyanagar India. Buy Bhagyanagar India, stop loss 49.80, target 72. My third call is a buy call on Advani Hotel. Buy Advani Hotels, stop loss 65.80, target 85. My last call is a buy call on Sarla Performance Fibers. Buy Sarla Performance Fibers, stop loss 51.70, target 61.